going on, y'all? It's your host, Celine Combs. This is Truly Helpful, the podcast that's truly designed for you. What's going on? Today, the subject is, it's time to grow up. Straight up. That's what we're talking about today. I am a 31-year-old male, okay? I think it's time for me to be adult, all right? If you're listening to this and you're in my age bracket or younger, but you of age where you should be grown, or you call yourself a grown adult, this is for you, okay? Here we go. So I think these are my three components at this point of how I think you show yourself as being an adult. One, you take accountability. Number two, responsibility. And number three, which I feel like is the most important, you show up, okay? So we're going to break all these things down just from what I've learned, especially within the past year to 2 years of really being adult. And you call yourself, man, I'm a grown man, but you actually don't display any kind of real action of you being a grown man other than age, right? We actually have to do some soul searching here, some real reflection, some self-awareness, and understanding where we are as human beings, right? And I'm going to tailor this not just to us, but also relationships with ourselves and other people, right? So let's go ahead and get this knocked out real quick. It's okay to be selfish to a degree, but not at the expense of others. All right? Let me break this thing down. Us being a grown-up or being an adult, it is definitely going to cause us to, what's the word I'm looking for? To be selfish in some point, right? Because when you're doing self-reflection, it's reflection of yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Cat Williams would say, it's called, what did he used to say? It's called self-esteem. It's esteem of yourself. That's literally what self-reflection is. You have to be selfish in a self-reflecting space, right? Because you are only thinking of yourself and what you need to do to be a better person in society. That's period. That's just what it's about, right? But at the same time, you want to also make sure you're not being so selfish and locked in and self-centered that you are doing that and despite of others, right? Others are starting to get tore down because of your selfish ways. And I think there's a fine line between those things, right? We can be selfish, but that doesn't mean we need to be selfless, right? And I think those things are very important. So that I think that's one big thing. How you handle that, though, is based off accountability. You have to have the ability to see what part you play in any situation or relationship, right? I think that's viably important. A lot of people always are like, but this is what I need in a relationship, and you're only thinking about what you need in the particular relationship. I'm going to be honest with you. I am no saint by any means, right? I had an issue with accountability when it comes to my partner, my wife, Jasmine, right? I always thought about myself for the most part. I always thought like, oh man, I think about everybody else. I'm not a selfish guy until somebody comes along and puts a mirror in front of you, be like, you know what, you actually a little selfish, right? And that's what Jasmine was for me and still is to this day. If anybody knows my wife, she is an accountability partner, okay? She's going to let me know when I am wrong about something. But at the same time, she's going to love me and steer me in the right direction to kind of, I don't know, just be a better person in general. So as far as accountability, like for instance, and I'm just being, I'm open book and I'm vulnerable here about this thing. Like I didn't take accountability of why we weren't having so much fun at one point in our relationship. I was like, man, this is so boring. Like everything is just so dry, da 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 da. And I'm just saying it's her. I'm like, I'm a fun-loving guy. Everybody knows me being a fun-loving guy. It cannot be me. I'm Mr. Fun, right? Actually, I think both of us played a part in it. When we had real dialogue and getting past certain things, one, I had to take accountability that I cannot tear my partner down. Jasmine doesn't have the same motor or social skills that I have, right? I have to be understanding of that. I cannot sit here and make somebody that's an introvert, right, an extrovert. It's not them. Why would I try to force her to be me, right? Or be something that I want her to be? I chose her and she chose me based off of what we saw in the qualities that we saw. I liked her because she was so different from me, right? If I wanted to be with somebody like myself, 100% like myself, I should have just done that. And I think me taking accountability and saying that I was wrong for trying to force my wife to be something that she's not is part of growing up. I had to take accountability. I'm wrong in this particular situation for this viewpoint and forcing you to do this. At the same time, because of it's a real relationship, she took accountability in things that she has done wrong as well, or her thought process, the ideologies that she thought and things that she placed on me, right? I had also had to take accountability of the fact that my mother was a very strong mother. All right, this is a different day and age as well. My mother had to do a lot of things on her own. My father was there, but he was a civil rights activist. He was gone a lot, so a lot of times it was just me, Omari, and my mom. That's what it was. And the village we had around us, right? Like so my aunts, my uncles, my grandma, cousins, all that kind of thing. Everybody played a part into building myself, my brother Omari, my cousin Shaderick, and my cousin DJ all up. And of course with my other cousins as well, Isaiah, Gary, Mike, all of us, it was a collective. It was literally a village. But those times where it was just my mom with these two boys, I'm putting stuff that I seen my mom do because she had to do it on Jasmine, which is not fair. First of all, I'm not out my house all the time. I'm home. My kids see me a lot, right? It's arguable. It's very arguable. We can argue about maybe they see me more than they see her. She won't say that, but I'm just being real, y'all. But they probably see me a lot more. I'm just being real, right? And y'all know brother ain't had no job for a little minute either, so they had to see me, right? So look, all I'm saying is I'm joking, but I'm serious. I was wrong though, because a lot of the friction that me and her were having, because I'm like, man, my mom did so much more with less. You know how I grew up, da 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 da. We didn't have this, we didn't have that, da da da. And you got all this, and it's like, bro, that's the point. That's why I work so hard. That's why she works so hard. So our children, or her, or myself, don't have to work overtime and be stressed out and burnt out and have to be the mom and the dad, right, to raise children. We do this collectively as a group. And if it's some things that she doesn't know or don't know how to navigate because she doesn't have to do that out of necessity, that's the point. My job is to make life easier for her and my children. So why would I put the pressure on her saying that she needs to do this, and be still having the ability to come home and watch the kids and make sure the house clean and not. But at the same time, I need you to go ahead and make 6 figures off them eyebrows. That makes absolutely no sense. Bro, I had to take accountability of what I was asking her to do. She is a superwoman, but she's not superwoman. That makes sense? I have to be honest about myself and the role that I'm playing in that. And while we were having friction in our relationship, I was putting way too much pressure on my wife, bro, for no reason. She's a great mother, a great wife, a great businesswoman. And she make money. Y'all know me. I ain't saying she a great businesswoman and all that just because she my wife. If she was trash, I wouldn't say a word. You know what I'm saying? But she's really good, right? She makes her just due. She makes a great living, right? Off of her work, not mine. And I need to appreciate that and uplift her for that, because she puts in the work every single day, regardless if she's tired. And we have 2 kids that's under 2 years old, which, Lord, I do not advise that for anybody because it's tough. Now, it has its perks, but it's a lot at first, if I'm being honest, especially if you're just single parent. You're doing it on your own as just a father, or you're doing it on your own as just a mother. It's just being real. Like 2 kids under 2 years old. I mean, I know people that have 6-month-old and they like, oh my God, our life is over, bro. You got 2 of them? Relax. You feel what I'm saying? So taking accountability in any partnership or relationship in general is very important, and it's a part of growing up. right? You got to be accountable. The next thing, the second step I was talking about also is responsibility, man. You are adult. That comes with responsibility. You are not adult or real grown up based off your age. We all know. I got uncles and stuff and aunts that are 50 plus years old, and I gotta tell them what they should do in life because they are so irresponsible. They're not a real adult. They look for other people to handle their lives, right? So that doesn't mean that. When I say it's time to grow up, I mean literally the mentality of being a grown up. Stop running away from responsibility. Stop putting responsibility on other people. It is your responsibility. It's your life. If you, fellas, I'm just keeping it bad. If you lay down to have a kid, take responsibility of that child. I don't care what the situation may be. You don't like the girl. You're not supposed to be with the girl. The girl crazy. You knew that when you did that. Let's keep it a buck. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, some situations, they was cool at first and then they flipped up after the kid or whatever like that and they just told a whole nother person. I get it, but your responsibility is now to still make sure that you are a father within those kids' life, regardless of the situation and how hard it is. It's also called accountability. You made the situation. That's the bed you made. You got to lay in it. Correct? Come on. Ladies, likewise. You laid down and had a kid with a guy. Regardless if you wanted to be in the relationship with the guy or not. If you didn't want to be in a relationship with the guy and he's being a great father, let him be in his child's life. Duh. And also, ladies, I know a lot. If you want to be with that man, y'all have a child and he decides not to be with you, that gives you no room to try to have that man excluded from the life of his child because your feelings hurt. That is not an adult and that is not responsible. And that shows no accountability. Believe me, you think that it's a badge of honor because you sitting here, well, I'm doing everything on my own and all that kind of stuff without, you don't understand. You're thinking from a selfish aspect, which is some adolescent vibes. That's not an adult. My feelings are hurt because I want to be with this particular person. And that goes from both sides. I'm not just talking about the ladies. I'm talking about men too. I'm talking about everybody in general. You have ownership or you have guardianship of the child majority. Especially if you're in North Carolina. You're always going to go with the mothers for some weird reason. Have no idea why that's like that. That's a glitch in the system. We need to get that fixed. But at the same time, you not letting your children see their particular father or mother because of your spite that you have with that person is unacceptable. Period. It is. Like, as an actual ethical human being, how could you do that? I have family members that literally go out of their way for years. I mean, over a decade to see their child. Want to be in the space of their child are good people, good parents. And that person that they had a child with makes life so hard for them. Simply because of the fact that they don't want to be in an actual romantic relationship with them. It makes no sense to me. You are literally hurting your child based off your selfish reasoning. You got to go see help for that. You got to get that worked out. That's part of being an adult. I'm sorry, I'm your cousin is telling you that, but I'm just being real. It don't matter what that man or that woman did to you, bro. They have a child, and honestly, it is their right to be a mother or a father to their child. It is. Forget what a law is telling you. From a moral standpoint as a person, let that person be with their child. That makes no sense, right? So let's be adults here. Take accountability and responsibility. Fellas, take care of your children. You made a baby, take care of the baby. Period. That's what you're supposed to do. Love on that child the way that child's supposed to be loved. Right? If you with a woman and she has children already prior to your relationship and you want that lady to be your lady and you bring her in and you marry, Those kids, her kids are now your kids. That's what it is. That's what you signed up for. Be a man, be responsible, brother. Take care of them kids like those are your kids. Ladies, likewise. You have a child, that man don't want to be with you. Let that man see his children as long as he's doing the job of being a father. Those kids are not being harmed. Those kids are not being led astray or anything like that. That man is supposed to be in that child's life. Because the thing is, you do that now because of your own little spitefulness or whatever like that, thinking that you're getting a one-up on that brother. Kids grow up to be adults. You realize that, right? You're going to have that conversation now or later, but you're going to have it. And you might also be raising a human being that now has these emotional issues because of something, let's be honest, a false narrative. Most kids grow up, especially male kids. Most male kids grow up in my area and where I'm from, grow up thinking that their parent or their dad, per se, didn't want them. We get to our age at 30-something years old, thinking that whole time they actually have a real conversation with their father and mother and find out that actually the dad was trying to be there the whole time. That's some bull. If I didn't have to be censored on this podcast, y'all know I would say something real serious. You feel what I'm saying? That's not right, though. Now you have this adult now possibly having children of their own and having them. Now they're passing down that trauma to their child. Understand what you are doing. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. It's not a point of finger. It's literally to say, let's be accountable, be adults, be responsible, grow up. Grow up. You made the situation. Lay in it. Handle it as an adult. And most importantly, take care of your kids. Or just the responsibility in general. The last third thing I want to talk about. What's going on, y'all? We're going to take a quick break from the episode just to let y'all know we got merch. So we got the black, the blue, the tan, and also the red. You can get all of these items from Truly Helpful, the brand. So this will be at www.trulyhelpful.academy. All right. So make sure y'all support. We appreciate y'all and enjoy. All right. Back to the episode. When you're in a relationship with anybody, you got to show up. We got a lot of relationships where people talk, yeah, girl, we going to get up. We going to get up on Thursday. Thursday come around, you don't hear from them. That's a real good friend. Maybe the first time, cool. Oh, man, I want to make sure everything right. You might find out they got a flat tire or something. Cool. But if it's week after week, plan after plan, missed date after missed date, bro, that person's not showing up for you. That's not your friend, right? We got to have the mindset of knowing that and seeing that. I'm guilty. Believe me, I'm guilty. I'm talking to y'all of things that I did wrong, right? And now I'm learning and correcting these things. I've had friends in the past that I kept around me way too long. They were not my friends. Period. They wasn't my friends, bro. Like they were supposed to be associates that end up getting into the cracks. Got past the bodyguard. They stayed a little too long. They were supposed to be acquaintance, bro. They were supposed to be for a season, not a lifetime. And that's okay. But we got to understand that. There's certain people in our lives that are only supposed to be here for seasons, bro, not lifetimes. I'm saying it again. There's our peoples in our lives that are only supposed to be here for us for a season, not a lifetime. And we got to have the ability to be able to sort through that, be responsible, accountable, and show up as friends ourselves to understand the difference of them being a friend. So that way we are able to point out, no, this person's supposed to be here for a season. Oh, this person's supposed to be associate. Oh, this person's supposed to be my best friend. Because a lot of us do that too. There are people that they champion us so much, they in our corner so much, but because we got hurt from other people that we let in that wasn't supposed to be in, now we're missing out on the person that God actually sent us, sent for us, to be a better person for a lifetime brotherhood, a lifetime sisterhood, right? Or a lifetime romantic relationship. We've now put these people in this place, and we won't give them the same opportunities we gave other people, and that's the very person supposed to be in that spot. Come on, y'all, we gotta do better than that. We gotta grow up. We gotta be real adults here, right? We gotta be accountable. We gotta be responsible, and we gotta show up, man. What's the point of being a friend if you're not gonna show up for your friend? You always have something going on. You always have something going on. You always have something going on. That's not your real friend if you constantly find things or ways to not show up for that person. They have an event, they selling something. If you don't like it, it's your friend, bro. Buy it, bro. It's your friend. Give them support. And if you don't like it, find people that do. That's what real friends do. That's what real friends do. Like, if I'm being honest and being personal, really personal here, my cameraman is really my friend. You know why he's really my friend? Because he shows up week in and week out for me every single time. Now, granted, he is my line brother, and we've gone through some stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to B.I. 1 State, Alpha 5, yeah. But at the same time, he doesn't have to do that, bro. He has his own family, own needs, own money that he could be making, but he's sticking here with me. So I gotta make this pop, right? But that's a real friend. And I'm gonna be a real friend for showing up for him, to making sure this is the best decision he ever made. Thank you for taking the chance on me, bro. I really do appreciate you. I'm serious. I mean that wholeheartedly. You don't have to be here. You don't have to keep showing up for me. You don't have to believe in the vision, but you do. That's a real friend. That's real accountability. That's real responsibility. That's really showing up. And I love you, bro, and I appreciate you. I want to say that in front of everybody. I always tell you behind the scenes, but I want to tell you in front of everybody, I really do appreciate it, because you don't have to do that. And I know that, and I appreciate you, bro. And by all means, you know me, I'm going to get to that money so we going to get paid. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm dead serious. I appreciate you, man, bro. You really my guy. And not just because you here for this situation. You always been here for different situations. I've shown up for you in situations, right? So that's what the brotherhood is supposed to be about. And I appreciate you, bro. I just want to say that on record in front of everybody so they all know. All right. So look, we also want to have empathy, though. This is something I really want to run into real quick, and I know I'm running with time, but I want to make sure I get this part hitting out too. To be a good friend, you got to have empathy for others, bro. You can't be so self-absorbed where you don't have empathy for how you're making others feel. A lot of people were so me. How do I feel? Well, I don't care if I'm rude. This is just how I'm coming. They gonna have to adjust to me. That's the stupidest. I gotta keep it PG. That's the stupidest stuff I've ever heard, bro. You want to be rude, obnoxious because you feel like that today? But you stepped in the room at a shindig with other people and you gonna bring the whole vibe down, but you cool because that's how you feel, that's how you kicking it? That's whack. Nobody should be your friend with that type of thought process, bro. Period. Ma'am, sir, that's not a grown-up. That's a child. Children do that. My daughter Noni does that. She'll walk in here because she didn't get a cookie, and now she mad at everybody that comes to her. No. That's what you doing as an adult. You doing that as an adult. That shows lack of emotional intelligence. We got to do better. Have empathy for people, bro. Don't be no sucker where people play you like a fiddle, off of you being empathy, right? Not off of your empathy. But at the same time, you got to have empathy in relationships, bro. And also got to understand, too, we all are human. So every relationship requires work. Because people grow. There are friends that I've had since we were little kids. I'm talking about back at Lebanon Road or Northeast Middle School. You feel what I'm saying? Independence High School. I'm a grown adult now, bro. I'm not the same how I was at Northeast. Definitely not the same how I was at Lebanon Road, and definitely not the same how I was at Independence. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a grown man now with real life experiences. Shoot, I'm different how I was at Winston-Salem State. Shaw, NC State, any of those schools I went to, bro, I'm different than all those versions of Salim are different. And they're supposed to be. Because I'm growing. And you should too. So some of our friends that we had in the past or whatever like that, we're sticking around these people just because we got a long time together, bro. They don't even match you as a person, bro. Where you trying to go? Your goals and ambitions. They're not ambitious, bro. They wanna keep working at wherever they working. You know what I'm saying? They cool with the status quo. If that's not for you, then those people are absolutely not for you too, because they're not pushing you forward where you're trying to go. Now, I'm not saying that because you want to be the president of the United States and they want to work at McDonald's, that shouldn't be a friend. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if that person's not still pushing you to be the president of the United States, that is not your friend. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I just want to be honest with y'all, just let y'all know what's going on. Man, again, y'all, we got to be adults here. We got to be adults. We got to show up for people, all right? So I want to make sure that the three things I said, it's time to grow up. Three major things that I think of us being adults. Things that I've learned and I put in my life and it's been helping me tenfold. One, you got to be accountable. Two, you got to be responsible. And three, you got to show up, all right? You got to understand people's point of view, right? Stop going in situations with your point of view only and not trying to understand other people's point of view. It's very important. Very important. Vital for a relationship. It's always two sides to a story. Stop going into conversations with your partner or your friends. I'm trying to be the only one right in this particular situation. That's not ever going to work out. It's not. You're just going to be at odds. You're going to agree to disagree. Or somebody's going to have to say, all right, you know what, I'm going to let you have it. Which honestly, that doesn't really do good for a long-term thing because it never was worked out. They just bowed out, right? So let's be adults. Let's be accountable. Let's be responsible. And let's show up, all right? Next time I talk to y'all, we should all be grown-ups. And if not, we're going to work on it, all right? So look, this is Truly Helpful, the podcast. I'm your host, Salim Collins. And remember, go out in this world today and be helpful. All right.